When you were a kid, summer break felt like it lasted a year, an actual year. Now, summer's basically Tuesday. You blink and it's Thanksgiving again. And this isn't just nostalgia talking. There's actual psychology and neuroscience behind why this happens. And once you hear it, you'll never experience a fast year the same way again. Here's the first big piece. When you're 5 years old, 1 year is 20% of your entire life. That's massive. It's basically a fifth of everything you've ever experienced, crammed into 365 days. But when you're 40, 1 year is 2.5% of your life. Same 365 days, but now it's a tiny sliver compared to everything you've already lived through. Your brain isn't measuring the year in days. It's unconsciously comparing it to everything that came before it, which means the exact same 12 months genuinely shrinks relative to your own timeline. Every single year you're alive. It's not in your head. Well, technically it is, but you know what we mean. Second piece, and honestly, the bigger one, your brain doesn't actually track time in seconds. It tracks time in memories. When you're a kid, everything is new. First day of school, first bike ride, first time eating a bug on a dare because your cousin said it would make you invincible. Your brain is recording all of it in high detail because novelty is basically a flag your brain waves that says, hey, pay attention, this matters, we might need this later. And more detail recorded means the memory takes up more space looking back, which makes that stretch of time feel longer. Now fast forward to adulthood. Wake up, coffee, commute, work, scroll your phone, sleep, repeat, same. Your brain looks at that and goes, cool, nothing new here, and barely bothers recording it at all. Fewer new memories means less footage to look back on, which means the year just flies. Not because it moved faster, because there's almost nothing marking it. There's actually a name for a really strange version of this. Some researchers call it the holiday paradox. You know how a vacation feels like it's flying by while you're actually on it? But then when you get home and think back on it, it feels like it lasted way longer than it actually did. Same trip. Two completely different time perceptions. While you're there, you're busy, distracted, having fun. Time feels quick in the moment. But because the trip was packed with new places, new food, new experiences, your brain recorded a ton of detail, so looking backward, that 1 week can feel like it took up more mental space than the entire uneventful month you spent at home right before it. This also explains something psychologists call the reminiscence bump. If you ask adults to recall their most vivid, most detailed memories from their entire life, they overwhelmingly pull from their teens and early 20s, way more than any other age range, including childhood. Why? Because that stretch of life is absolutely loaded with firsts. First real friendships, first heartbreak, first job, first time living on your own, first questionable haircut you thought looked amazing at the time. Tons of novelty, tons of identity-forming moments, tons of detailed recording. After that, life tends to stabilize. Routines set in, which is exactly why your 30s can feel like they went by in a blur compared to the 4 years of high school that somehow still feel like a whole separate era of your life. So if time feels like it's speeding up and the actual cause is a lack of novelty, then the fix is kind of obvious, even if it sounds too simple. Do new things. Doesn't have to be huge. New route to work instead of the usual one. A new restaurant instead of the same order you've gotten 40 times. Learning one new skill, even badly. Traveling somewhere you've genuinely never been, even somewhere close by. None of this needs to be life-changing. It just needs to be new enough that your brain flags it as worth remembering. Novelty is, weirdly, the entire lever here, which also means the moment your new hobby becomes routine too, it'll stop working the same way. So the real trick isn't finding one new thing, it's staying a little bit new, a little bit often for the rest of your life. So here's the actual twist. Time isn't speeding up, you are. Your life is just running on autopilot more often than it used to, and autopilot doesn't get recorded. The years aren't shorter. They're just emptier of the kind of moments your brain bothers holding on to, which honestly is almost worse than time speeding up. because it means the fix was never about slowing down the clock. It was about actually showing up for more of the days on it